All right, let's kick off. So I first officially want to welcome you to the Visionary Method. This is your modern online business coaching school. And I'm so thrilled that you've decided to take the leap with us. So this is just going to be about 15 minutes, really getting you up to speed about what you can expect inside of our course and our community. And then I'm sure you will be left with questions. So please take notes, have your pen, your highlighters, have a Google document that you open that houses all of your course material, because there's going to be a lot of stuff that we have for you. And I want to make sure you either have that dedicated notebook or a fresh Google document or Microsoft Word document where you can track everything that you're taking in over the course of the next few months. So let me first start by saying congratulations on taking the leap into starting your own business. It's certainly not easy to take a leap into the unknown, but I'm sure that there's part of you who knows that you will bring out something amazing. And even if you don't know what that is right now, you probably have that little fire or that really big burning fire that's telling you to take action and to finally bring that business idea to life. I have totally been there. I remember while I was working my last corporate job, I just had this nagging gut feeling that I was meant to do something else, that maybe, just maybe, there was an idea that I could turn into an income. And fast forward about 5 years at this point, and I'm so proud to say that I did follow that nudge. And yes, I learned many ways to mitigate the risk and to ignore all of the people who told me, just stay safe, stay in your corporate job, don't make that leap. You have a pension, you have a salary. And I said, you know what? I have to try this out. I have to do it. I just feel like I'm meant to give birth to this visionary brand in my case. So I hope you realize that the possibilities for you are endless and you are full of just that fiery energy that you're allowed to bring out. You're allowed to express that entrepreneurial side of you. So cannot wait to dive in. So first, I want to cover off a few of the pointers on who we are here to help. And hopefully you nod along with some of these. And if this is not you, then perhaps the Visionary Method isn't the best course and community for you. So I'm assuming if you are here, you are adventurous and driven and you're motivated to succeed. Now, not every day are we operating at, peak levels of adventure and that willingness to try new things, or maybe we're not super driven when we wake up each morning and we don't feel motivated 100% of the time, but we're constantly working and cultivating that adventure, drive, and motivation. If you're here, you're likely in either the ideation stage of your business, or you've already started on this idea. You've already created maybe an Instagram account, or you've started to sell a few of your services, but you need support in scaling it up. If you're here, it's because you haven't yet made your first 50,000 in business, and I am going to help you to do that, as well as the course materials. And you feel like you need some guidance, some clarity, some templates, some support, some accountability, all of which we are going to offer you inside of the Visionary Method. So this is our community. This is from one of our past retreats and events that we hosted. So fun to be able to bring together like-minded people who have that similar energy that you do. And we are the visionaries, right? We are the ones who just imagine that life can always get better and that we are deserving of our dream career, prioritizing our health and really sharing our gifts with the world and sharing them with others. So super excited that you're here. And I know I've met most of you before, but if I haven't, my name is Kelsey. My background is mostly working in sales and marketing. So that's where I started my corporate career. I went to school for human resources, always had that knack for business and entrepreneurship. After that, I did a little diploma in holistic nutrition. And I was lucky enough to be able to combine my passion for health and for business and marketing by working in business and marketing and sales for some of Canada's top health food companies. And that's where I really got my business experience and watched a company grow from really small grassroots all the way into a multi-million-dollar company. And that's what you see pictured here with my time at Vega. I've also worked for Loblaws, which is one of Canada's largest grocery stores, Garden of Life, which is a really, really large health food company based in the US. And then when I came to the end of my corporate career, that's when I decided to make the leap into freelance life, taking on tons of clients in the health and wellness space, doing their digital marketing. And then when I was completely overwhelmed with clients, I thought, why don't I package all of this up into an online course? And today we have the Visionary Method, and we also have Visionary Marketing, which is all about marketing strategy. Somewhere in between there too, I also launched a health coaching business as a holistic nutritionist and totally dove into the world of selling services, something that I'm very, very passionate about. So that's a little tiny bit about me. So how we help our community? Well, obviously you're here because you joined the Visionary Method, and it is a 7-step system for building your business to the $50,000 revenue mark. But it's more than just an online course. I know for me, I've purchased online courses before and they're never really the answer. So the Visionary Method is meant to be a complete solution towards launching and starting your online business. And if there's one thing that I know to be true, that can't be done by utilizing just templates. You also need that community, that accountability, and just that feeling of support, knowing that you're not alone, connecting with other visionaries, other entrepreneurs who are on a similar path as you. And that's why we created the Visionary Method, which is part coaching, part frameworks, and part mastermind. So cannot wait to share this with you. So inside of teachable.com, which you will have an invite to, you're going to find the 7 modules. Now, each module has a bunch of different workbooks and some video trainings. The important thing to know is that you need to go at your own pace, but it is in chronological order. So you're going to want to start at the top and work your way all the way down, making sure that you start with the onboarding sessions. There's 4 of them. There's also a welcome video at the top there. So you'll see we start with the revision session. This is where we get clear on where we're headed, what your goals are, and the foundation. We go into the Brilliance Finder, which is understanding what's going to make your business uniquely different. The CVO Creator is all about your leadership and entrepreneurial skills. The Visionary Impact Map is writing your modern day business plan. The High Ticket Offer Incubator is where you're going to package up what you're about to sell. The Marketing Mastery Intensive is just that. It's all about marketing. And the Serve, Grow, Scale Technique is all about thinking about that next level. How do you grow beyond your current roster of clientele? So that's a little bit about what you're going to get access to. It is, again, a mixture of PDF workbooks, video trainings, as well as a few audio trainings. And there's so much content available inside of there. In addition, you should have got the invite to our Facebook group. And inside of that Facebook group, you're going to find 50, maybe 100 video trainings on all sorts of topics, including designing your website, writing your business plan, setting goals, building your email list, strategic social media. There is so much waiting inside of there in the Facebook group. That's where all the recordings from the weekly calls live. Our programming changes month by month, which I think is one of the most unique things about the Visionary Method. We don't just have a 90-day course, teach the same thing over and over and then let you go. We've recorded so much of that already that you have access to. So every single month, Alex and I create unique programming. So here's just a sample. You'll see sometimes we have a training from the CVO Creator. So we talk about mapping out our strategies. Sometimes we have tech trainings and talk about tech tools and softwares that you can use to make your life easier. We talk about how to run challenges. We have holiday parties. We do goal setting together. And sometimes we bring on guest experts as well, which I'm really excited to introduce these awesome guests to you. That happens about once a month. So before we continue on, I just want to share some of our visionary agreements. These are our core values as a community that I want to introduce to you right off the bat so that you know what to expect during your time here. So our first core value is that we approach everything with a glass half full mentality. So of course, shit's going to hit the fan, strategies will fail, customers will ghost you, but there's always a teachable moment or an underlying lesson to be learned. So I want you to look at this whole visionary journey through a glass half full mentality, and you're going to succeed so much faster than moving through with that, glass half empty mentality. Because visionaries are truly people who radiate that positivity and love, and they show up for their respective communities and make sure that they're not living in the valleys of life, but really riding those highs of the peak. The second core value is to collect the passion. That passion isn't always what gets inputted, but rather it's the output of hard and meaningful work. So sometimes we have to put in hard work. We have to really build that foundation before the passion comes. So I know that people often say, just follow your passion and everything will be great. Well, sometimes starting a business is hard. You're doing a lot of the nitty gritty stuff, things that you're like, oh, I have to spend 3 hours building out, my social media plan. And that's not always something you feel passionate about. But when you start posting, when you start getting people who connect with you and say, your content is changing my life, thank you for helping me, the passion really starts to unfold. And that's the most awesome feeling. So just know that we can collect the passion. It's not always the input, but it's often the output. Another core value that we have is connection over competition. And rather than fearing the competition, we befriend them, knowing that there are enough awesome individuals to go around. And so I don't want you to shy away from connecting. In fact, it's something you should take seriously in order to grow your business. You should always be nurturing relationships and exploring collaborations and partnerships, and embracing the opportunity to meet your fellow visionaries. There are over 100 people in this community. And so if you need a connection to someone, please ask me. If you want to reach out to someone, send them a DM, send them a Facebook message, or just chat with them on our weekly calls. So always think in that connection over competition. Nobody is a prospect. Nobody is a threat. They are your peers. They are here to support you. Our next core value is to be bold, and that there is no idea too crazy, and that your wildest dreams are possible. I want you to be bold and unafraid to take a unique stance and to really shine bright inside of your respective industry. So dream how you can change the world and give yourself permission to see what else is possible, and then go chase those dreams and be bold about it. Our next core value is to be real. No, seriously, be real. You can be yourself here inside the visionary community. No judgment. All quirks are welcome. And I believe that as we become more aligned with who we really are, our businesses will grow naturally. So again, as we align with who we really are, our businesses grow naturally. And so we're always working through the fear of self-expression, trying to ensure that our businesses embody a culture of honesty, transparency, and no bullshit. And we want to share our gifts with others, knowing that we are here to serve. So it's a great feeling when you can be yourself and grow a massive business. Our next and final core value is that visionary thinking changes the world. You're encouraged to challenge the status quo, smash archaic beliefs, and dream of a better future. And I really do believe that for all of us, when we stop thinking like everybody else, we can finally break free of the status quo and live in a league of our own. And all of us are here to create something unique. That is why you are inside of this community. And I want you to be unafraid of going against the grain. That's the visionary thinking that's going to make you a success. So what are your core values? After hearing mine, I'm curious. And if you want to get started on yours, you can head into Teachable. You'll see under, I believe it's the 4th module, the Visionary Impact Map, under Business Plan Basics, hit core values. There's a training in there for you. So go check it out if you're keen to get started. I also want to share a little bit of our vision with you. So as a collective, we strive to live and lead our own most visionary life. So transforming the world starts with you. So you need to start living your best life. Take care of your health, your relationships, your daily routines, your business rituals, and watch as when you start with you, it's able to trickle out to the people you're here to serve. So start by living your own most visionary life. Help each other to think bigger, reach higher, earn well, and impact lives. So when you look around at your peers, the vision here is to make sure that you're supportive, that you're encouraging people around you, and that you're always lending a helping hand if you have something to offer to this community. And when you identify a fellow visionary, be generous and kind in sharing your wisdom, right? What I'm teaching you here is not meant to just stay inside your head. I believe that there's enough to go around. So if you learn a concept that's going to help somebody else, feel free to share it with them in your own words. So how we win as visionaries. So inside of the visionary method, you're going to find lots of tools on success strategies. You're going to find ways to manage your time. But the most important thing is to live a life of responsibility. So I love this diagram here that I pulled off the internet that shows the green line and the red line. So the life of responsibility is really about a few simple disciplines practiced every day over a long period of time, literally showing up for the visionary method 20 minutes a day. That's it. And over time, all of those little efforts, they compound, and all of a sudden you're on the green line to massive success. But on the alternative, there is a life of blame where you kind of keep getting stuck in the same old errors, the same old patterns, and you're in that mindset of negativity that this will never work. And that may not affect you right off the bat, but all of that compounds and eventually puts you on the red line down to failure, right? And not having a successful, thriving business. So I really want you to ask yourself, like, am I going to stick on the green line here, or am I going to head down the red line, right? And that really is the difference between a life of responsibility and a life of blame. And the book that I would recommend here is called The Slight Edge. When I read that book, I really understood how I could begin to grow a profitable business. I knew it wouldn't be right away, but I knew that over time, it would certainly happen. You might want to take time to also read our Visionary Manifesto and think about creating yours. You'll find this inside of the Visionary Method. And I want to remind you that every single week we have our group coaching calls, which you're all welcome to join in on. That's where our private clients, our group coaching clients, and anyone inside of our community comes and learns, takes a training. We have an expert on, we do a mastermind conversation. It's so much fun to have us all in one place. So check the Facebook group for when those are happening right now. And finally, we have our visionary scorecard. So I'd love for you to pause this training and read through each of these 7 questions. There's one question for every single module inside of the visionary method. And you're either going to rank yourself at a 1, a 2, or a 3 on each of these questions. So you should get a total score out of 21. And I'd love for you to email this score to me. Just say in the subject line, the Visionary Accelerator scorecard total, or something along that line. And then tell me your score out of 21. And then we can make sure that when you finish the visionary method, we check in and that your score has hopefully gone up to a 21 out of 21. So again, pause this training, email me your score. Just let me know it's your Visionary Accelerator score out of 21 once you answer these questions and tally them all up. So that is your intro. I am so excited to meet with you for our one-on-one call. If we haven't already, make sure that you review that onboarding email that I would have sent to you already to make sure you checked off all of the tasks. And if you ever have any questions related to Teachable, when the calls are, you have suggestions for future call themes, connect with Alex. She is our amazing Visionary Method Program Manager. You can find her at support@kelseyridle.com. And if you have any questions related to strategy and business growth, that's when you can contact me. I'm at hello@kelseyridle.com. So that's it. And I hope you enjoyed this and are so excited to continue along this journey together.